Listen only mode.
Hello, welcome everyone. This is Shortcut's first webinar of 2014, so this is pretty exciting for us. The name of the webinar that we'll be doing today is called Motivating Your Front Desk to Work Smarter. My name is Debbie Miller and I'm going to be hosting today. So it's just really exciting to have everyone on. Just a couple of housekeeping rules if this is the first time that you're with us. Your speakers need to be on, but what we've done is we've muted you, and that way it just cuts down on any background noise. As you're going through the webinar today, if you have any questions at all, here's what you can do. You can jump on our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/shortcutsusa. So you can ask your question there. We'll promptly answer them all throughout today, as a matter of fact. You can give us a call if you're a Shortcuts family member already. You can call your business consultant. You can talk to our business development department, and you'll also have the ability to contact myself as well, and I'll give you my information at the end of the webinar. We are recording this, and we do post those links on our Evolve link. So you could even contact us if you need the link because you want to show it to your staff at a later time. So what these webinars are really all about is, we're focused on providing a platform that shares salon owners, stylists, front desk managers, what it is that's made them successful, as well as what are some of the obstacles that people have. And we take topics. Some topics we come up with ourselves. Other topics, are kind of suggestions from people like you. So if you have anything that you want us to dig in a little deeper with, please communicate that to us. And we're really growing this site. I have to say, for the first webinar of 2014, we have a significant audience on. So it's really great to see that people are spreading the word and sharing this information. And I also want to throw out to you, as well as the webinars, we do have the blogs. We will be at the premiere show this Orlando. It's May 31st to June 2nd. So it's a great event. I don't know if you've been there before, but it's a great educational event. Our entire team will be there. It's a really good opportunity to bring your team, take some time yourself, come meet with us if you've never met us. We're doing some educational classes there, so you get a little bit of business education as well as some technical. But today, what we're going to focus on today, and it's so apropos because the first webinar of the year is focused on your front desk. So today I'm going to be doing part one, which is really motivating your front desk to work smarter. Next Wednesday, Angel Gonzalez, our education supervisor, she'll be doing a webinar also focusing on the front desk, and that will be on some top tips for your front desk. So you get a double whammy to start the new year off. But today, what I really want to start with is, it seems like every 15 years or so, something absolutely incredible happens in the world of technology. And being from the beauty industry myself, I have to say that that really is true for the salon as well. So as the years go by, it seems like more and more people are moving towards using their mobile phones. Online booking is growing. Self check-in, or if you're a walk-in business, the ability to from a remote location check in or put yourself in queue, that's growing. The ability to send a confirmation via text or email to confirm your client's visit, that's growing as well. To be able to help your clients build or create their client profile online, all of those use technology. And so right now we're in a shift. And you probably are going to notice, if you haven't already started to notice now, but if you're using online booking, what you're probably going to start to notice too is that your phones are ringing less. So today's webinar in motivating your front desk to work smarter, it's all about empowering the front desk staff, the most important people that you have there, to have more of an impact on your bottom line. So that's the shift. And I have to say that really the shift starts with the owner or the manager, because you have to shift your way of thinking about the front desk in order to, really be able to compete in not just 2014, but moving beyond that. It is going to require everyone to think differently about how the front desk operates. So when we say, okay, there's going to be this shift, like what does that mean? Well, it means that your front desk staff will have the ability now to help fill in the gaps. And, the more that you can fill in gaps on your stylist day, whether it's appointment or walk-in, but the more that you can, help those stylists be busy, then what you're doing is you're creating this culture and this environment of productivity, and everyone's happy. And, when we need to help our front desk, if that's really what they're going to wrap their arms around, then we need to help people understand, okay, when do I make this offering? When do I share this opportunity? So in our world, in the world of technology, we call these triggers. You could call them cues, you could call them dialogue, but they're triggers. So something happens. The client does something or says something which triggers your front desk to go, oh, what would be really cool? Or what I would recommend? So, how and when do we respond to these triggers? And then as well, what's really, really important today, because, we're in this technology, this technical movement, right, is that you want to influence and you want to empower your front desk to collect client data. And it's really important to be competitive, to have this data. And we'll talk a little bit about that. So that's really what I'm going to focus on today. So here's where I want to start. I want you to really think about where we are right now. January, we all get caught up in November, December, right? And a lot of times what happens is we forget how powerful January can be. So, when you really think about it, when you think about, what's going on in January, I mean, you have the opportunity to make the plan. So, when I talk about making the plan, you want to think about this quarter, you want to think about this half, you want to think about the entire year. And you want to get the entire team working smarter. It's just not, the front desk, or it's just not the staff. You need the synergy between the two. And once that happens, the opportunities to increase your revenue explodes. So, think about it, really. If the front desk is the first person that the client sees and the last person that your client sees, you have so many opportunities that occur at the front desk. And so at the beginning of the year, that's really where I want you to take your head and to have that conversation with the team. Okay, so how can that front desk support the staff? And for me, I know that and I'll say it, what motivates me is money. So if I may be the front desk staff, I may be one of the stylists, I have to know what's in it for me. Or you may be the owner or manager, and you need to know, okay, well, when you're talking about revenue and increasing my investment, what does that revenue look like? Well, my friends, think about it, because it can be quite powerful. So if you've ever been on a webinar with me before, I always use the format. This is just my platform, super simple. Every salon is seeing 800 guests a month, and that's just coming from an average salon. They have 8 stylists. Each stylist sees 5 people a day. Okay, that's what it it means 800 guests a month. But you can do the math and you can do your own. I just try to level the playing field, when I'm talking about numbers. So let's just say you had 8 stylists in your staff, and every one of those 8 stylists saw 100 people a month, which is very normal. And if you had 8 people going through your front desk every single month, and let's just say 10% of your client base took action on what we're going to share with you today, it could increase your bottom line by over $14,000 over the year. I mean, that's a good chunk of change there. And you can see as you get better, as you hone these skills, as you develop these skills, as you work cohesively with the rest of your team, you could even say that, well, what would happen if 40% of my guest count actually took action on some of the ideas we're sharing? And that could be almost $60,000 increase. And there's more to it than just the revenue, because we're also going to be talking about how your front desk, how do you motivate and how do you influence your front desk staff to not just increase, the money that people are spending, but how do you increase your guest count? Because there are times that you want to increase the spending, and there are some times that you want to actually increase the guest count. And that's really, what business is all about. How do you attract new clients? How do you get the clients that you already have to come in more often? And, how do you increase what people are spending? So those are the 3 areas that I'm going to dive into today. And you'll see that common thread pretty much through all the webinars that I share with you. It's always going to come back to these 3 points, because if you can't do these 3 strategies, then you're going to have a difficult time being successful. And that's what Shortcuts is based on. That's really what our core purpose is. Our core purpose is to provide you the software and the technology and the education for you to attract new clients. That's what a lot of our online tools do, and our marketing, and then how do we get the clients that you already have coming in? Well, how do we get them to come in more often? And then how do we make you aware of what people are doing and getting so that you can make those suggestions or those recommendations for more services? So I'm going to start with the first opportunity, and we're going to kind of hang out in the ability to attract new clients for a minute here. And this first opportunity you may think is kind of pedestrian, but believe me, and bear with me, just give me a minute to explain this. It is the core of everything that we're going to talk about today. So the first thing that I think that the new front desk, because remember, typically in the beauty industry, the front desk staff is very transient. It's really not a destination to a career that people have, dreamed of having for, most of their life. It's usually something people do on the way to whatever they really want to do. Okay, so most of the time your front desk staff only is with you for a short period of time. If you happen to have front desk staff that have been with you for a number of years, you're very, very lucky. So what we're talking about is a core competency that these people need to have, because it's no longer the ability to answer a phone. Like, that should not be the qualifying factor that causes you to hire somebody, okay? So really, the first opportunity here is to help your front desk staff be good with people and get them out from the desk. So, that desk it really blocks that relationship. So get them out from behind the desk and get them comfortable with people, So when a client walks in, you greet them with a handshake, you welcome them to your salon. And you actually, if they're going to change into a smock, or if their stylist is ready for them, have your front desk walk them to the changing area, or walk them to the stylist chair, or walk them to the proper part of the reception area to have a seat, or walk them over to the product area and talk about products. And you're going to see just this difference in behavior. So that's one of the very first thing that we have to get people to do is come out from that desk, okay? Now, here's the second part of that. When your guests are checking out, it's critical that your front desk compliments or comments on their look. And I'm not talking about, you don't need to be all BS. Don't be insincere. Be sincere, but it could be something as simple as, Mrs. Smith, I love seeing just how happy you are when Susie's done with you. It could be something as simple as that, because watch what happens. If I say, oh, Mrs. Smith, I just love seeing how happy you are when Susie's done with your hair, 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen is that client's going to, in return, say, oh, I just love coming to Susie. And that's what you want. That's the money right there. Because as soon as that client says that, it opens up the door for that front desk team member now to have an impact on the revenue of the salon, or the impact on what the stylist can actually earn. So once I get that dialogue, once I've come out from the behind the desk, okay, and I've complimented the client, or I've just said, oh my God, I don't even have to say, I may not like the hair. I don't even have to say anything about the hair. I just said, love seeing that smile on your face, or your eyes really light up. Oh, I love coming to blah, 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 whoever it is. So the action here is that front desk staff member needs to make sure that that client has provided business cards to that client. So, and it's never just one business card, and I just put a bunch of silly shapes up there because, I didn't want to get into showing real business cards because I don't want people to think this is how it should look. But, you need to be able to make sure that every one of your clients that has left your business has at least 3 business cards on there. And today, those business cards need to have, yes, it needs to have the phone number, but your website link, maybe it's your Facebook page, where are you? Where are you online? What is your online presence? And, and it could be a digital business card. Yes, it could be, but always make sure that that client has at least 3 of your business cards in their wallet, in their purse, wherever, that when they leave your salon and they're looking good, they're able to pass out immediately, because people are going to comment about their hair or their skin or their makeup. Okay, so that's the first element of motivating your staff, is helping them to get out from behind that safe little wall that they sit behind. The second is, hey, as soon as that client says, oh, I love blah, 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 what she does to me, always make sure that that client knows that you have a referral program, and I hope you do have one. And if you're looking for a good one, please contact us because we can help you build one. And we support it with the technology as well. But here's the thing, is that, having your front desk remind the client, oh, and don't forget, anybody asks you who did that, or where you got your hair cut, or who colored your hair, and you send them in, let them know, remind them, for every guest that you send in, this is what you get, ABC, in return. And it really makes a difference, because that front desk person could potentially, from the owner or the manager, have a couple goals. I mean, there's nothing wrong with setting some goals that each front desk team member, should have a goal or should be responsible for sending in at least 2 new referred guests a month. And, you can tie some goals and some rewards to that, but it's all about first setting that person up to win. The next opportunity too is the gift cards. I mean, somebody asked me the other day if I would write them a check, and I have to tell you, the first thing I thought of is I would love to write you a check. 2 things are standing in the way. Number 1, I really have no clue where my checkbook is, and number 2, I can't even tell you the last time I wrote a check, so I don't remember how to do it. Because that's the world that we live in. It's this digital world. And so a lot of people use gift cards. A lot of people are using debit cards in their salon. But think about it, and I want I want to go back to that conversation we had at the very beginning of this webinar about January. You know, think about where you are. It's January. Before you know it, Valentine's Day will be here. So it's a great opportunity to kick off a gift card program or some type of promotion or marketing program that you have. Well, the next one is going to be St. Patrick's Day. And then after that, it's Easter. Then it's Mother's Day. Then it's Father's Day. Then it's graduation, right? Then it's back to school. And then before you know it, it's Thanksgiving, and then we're celebrating Christmas already, and the year's gone. And so that's why January is so key, because it gives you that opportunity to really present yourself with what are the milestones, what's happening this year, and what are we going to do to support everything that's happening that year. So right now we're doing a really cool promotion where you can get 30% off on these die cut cards. So they can be any shape. That little blow dryer is a winner, I'll tell you. People respond to that. So think about it. But the key here is you got to motivate and you got to influence, because it doesn't matter how cool your cards look, your gift cards, you got to motivate that front desk to talk about it. Just even holding it up, getting it in their hand makes a difference. The next opportunity too, and we're going to shift now, because now we're going to talk about getting your clients to come in more often. Another opportunity that the front desk has in making a huge impact into the revenue of the entire business is to remind the client to rebook. And I love this because, you know, when you ask a client, you know, hey, did you reserve your appointment for the next time? And the client always responds, oh, you know, I'd love to, but I don't know my schedule. I'm too busy. It's a perfect time to talk about online booking, because online booking really serves that client today. They have the opportunity to have access to your business 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they can do it at their convenience. So for any client that responds that they just don't know when they can, you know, book that appointment because they don't know their schedule, that's when you want to start talking about online booking. And again, you know, influencing your front desk to have that conversation really makes a big difference. And what we're seeing is, I want to go back to that shift, because as our clients become very comfortable online, and it doesn't really matter, and I certainly don't mean to offend anyone on this call, but it really doesn't matter what you think about online booking. The point is, we know that there is a very large number of clients who prefer to book online and not call the salon anymore. So, you know, there is this quantified movement happening, and it's really nice because the more you can get your front desk staff out from behind that desk, and the more you can get your clients booking online, opens up that opportunity to have those front desk people really engaging more with your clients. And that's what you want, because another really big win here is to get your clients involved in a loyalty program. I mean, you know, it's loyalty really drives not just the frequency of the client visit, but it drives the retention. It really has a huge impact in keeping your clients. So in other words, for every, you know, dollar that I spend, I earn valuable points, and I can redeem them on products. I could redeem them on services, and maybe you do double points on Tuesday. Excuse me, but a loyalty program really makes a difference in capturing those clients' visits. And loyalty programs, you see them all over. One of the nice things, like I belong to, I have a Kroger loyalty card. And the interesting thing about my Kroger card is, excuse me, because when I shop at Kroger and I provide them that card at checkout and they scan my card, all of my purchases are tied to my profile. So now Kroger knows not just what I buy and not just what I spend, but they know what areas of the store that I've been in. So what Kroger does is it sends me coupons, but it sends me two different types of coupons. It sends me first the coupons that I love because it's the products that I'm already buying, right? Love that. And then the other thing that they do is they send me coupons that would strategically get me to other areas of the store that I normally wouldn't go to, which in turn, right, increases my spending. And, in the Solana loyalty program is not so different because you can get your clients to redeem those points on services or products that they typically wouldn't spend their money on, but it gets them to like taste test it so they'll repeat it in the future. The next area that I want to talk about is increasing the average spend. So we've talked about getting more clients in. We've talked about motivating the front desk to increase the frequency of visits. Now let's talk about, how do you get people to spend more? And it's really all about upgrading the services and having your front desk really influencing what the guest is experiencing will in turn make a difference on the revenue that you're getting. And it's like that chart that I showed you at the beginning, whether it's 14,000 or whether it's 60,000. There needs to be this trigger that happens. So whether I'm the front desk associate and I'm booking an appointment and the client's booking for a color, which triggers me to think treatment, highlights, eyebrow wax, whatever it is, that power of the $15 add-on is so important. Talking about products or planting the seed about an additional service, whether it's a 5 or 10-minute add-on, really empowers that front desk. And again, it's a really good opportunity for salon owners to set some goals. So it could be revenue, it could be number of services, it could be a contest. And again, the front desk, having that, the front desk associate really comfortable talking to the client about how to recreate their look. Because to be honest with you, as a stylist that I was, I want to know that that front desk has my back. And I want to know that that front desk associate is going to make sure that that client leaves with the products that I educated them on. Another missed opportunity in increasing the spend is what we call series sales. And series sales they have tremendous value because, and I was just thinking about this the other day, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if somebody, like, hint, hint, my husband, bought me a Valentine's gift that was buy 6 hair color services and get one free. Do you know that I would be set through October? But we never really look at series sales in that way. So whether it's haircut, whether it's facials, whether it's massages, treatments, set up series. And of course, if you buy 6, you get one free, or buy 6, you get a discount, because remember, it's revenue up front. So again, very, very powerful, that can be driven at the time of booking or at the time of check-in. And then of course, the gift cards as well, motivating your front desk to, talk about the gift cards. And, we haven't even talked about bridal parties or birthdays yet, but gift cards can be very, very powerful. So here's how 2014 can be different. Set goals, whether it's month, week, day, for your front desk. And I know I threw out a lot of ideas, but just pick a few that you want to take action on and start them today. So motivate your front desk with, a percentage or a dollar value if they hit their goals. And you can do little competitions as well. So the prize could be a day off, or it could be a dinner card, or it could be, a preloaded, American Express or Visa card. But remember, there's the shift that's happening at the front desk. So you have a choice today. You can empower your front desk staff to get behind this new digital world that we live in and really drive the revenue and really feel like they're a part of the team, okay? Or you can miss out on a lot of revenue. Train your staff to match the opening to the appropriate add-on during the booking. So, spend some time, invest some time into helping that front desk staff understand what services go with what services. And start off small. It could be a 5 or a 10-minute add-on, but train your staff to identify the opportunity. So when they hear or when they see that opportunity or that gap on the book, they're armed and they're comfortable with talking about that additional services. And that's what I mean by a script. Script it out and practice and role play with them. And I'll tell you, as somebody who's been through this before, it makes such a difference when you get your front desk come out from behind the desk and stand with your client and talk about it. Because if the feedback that you're getting from your front desk is I'm not comfortable selling, then get out from behind the desk. Because as soon as you move out from behind the desk and you start talking to your client, you're no longer selling, now you're serving. And grow and nurture your database. There's no excuse. You need to have absolutely the name, the cell, the email, gender is a good one to have, birth date is a must, and occupation. Because the more you can grow your database, the more you'll be able to use all of the information that we'll be sharing with you throughout 2014 on the marketing and the opportunities that you have to grow your business. So we want to hear from you. We gave you a lot of information. I do have my team member, Angel Gonzalez. She'll be on next Wednesday picking up part 2 on this. It's called Top Saving Tips for Your Front Desk. My name is Debbie Miller. I'm with Shortcuts. It's been an absolute pleasure to be with you today for the first webinar. If you have any questions, my email is up on the screen for you. I look forward to seeing you at the premiere show if we get a chance to meet, or on future webinars. Thanks a lot, everyone. Have a great day.